Hi,
Hey,
John.
How are you?
Hey, good morning. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thank you very much for having us.
All right. Well, we are talking about Season 2 of Project Blue Book. Season 1 definitely ended. We all wanted more, and we are getting it finally. I've seen the first half of the first episode. Great job. It looks like it's going to be amazing. For people out there who haven't seen the show, tell us what it's about.
It concerns the U.S. Air Force's investigation into the UFO phenomenon, which was emerging in the late 40s, early 50s. I play a character called Alan Hynek, who was brought in as a science advisor and astrophysicist from the Midwest, and Neil plays
General Harding, who basically is the government or in charge of making sure that the people don't know what's actually going on and hiding those blue books and all the information from the people at whatever cost, whatever I have to do to make sure that they are safe from it.
And each of our, all our stories are based on real cases, real files, you know, which once upon a time would have been classified and aren't anymore. So, you know, all the stories in this Season 1, Season 2, and any subsequent seasons we do are based on real events.
Yeah, and that's one of the questions I was going to ask you about, because every episode begins by saying that these are based on real events. And my question is, how close to the actual true stories did you guys stay? Is it the exact same stories? Did you guys give some artistic liberty? Where is the story compared to reality?
They try to stick to the reality as much as possible. You know, I've said it before. It's like my diet. It's 80% really healthy and 20% fun. I think it's kind of the same with this. You know, my character is based on all our characters are based on real characters. General Twining was the real name of my character, but they changed it a little bit so they can have a little artistic license. And this year they infuse as much character of our personal lives into the characters, and so the characters really breathe and have conflict. So it's just so much fun to play. You know, with the parameters of telling this true life story with characters that are flawed this year, and finding who they are and finding the truth of their situations, which makes for great television.
And you just made me think about my diet a bit, because I think maybe I'm the other way around.
20/80, that's great.
80% fun, and it's not even that much fun.
That's right.
Yeah, look, you know, it's of course there's artistic license taken, and you've got to sensationalize. But that's, you know, that's the nature of these events and these reports. You know, they're fantastical things to report, and some of them, you know, were proved to be, you know, misguided or hoaxes, and some of them still haven't been explained, which are, of course, the really interesting ones.
That's right.
And the kind of things that keep, you know, this dream alive, or this, you know, interest in this subject alive.
Which makes for great drama. And
what kept Alan Hynek, you know, working at this for the rest of his life, and great drama, yeah.
And recently, in related news, the Navy confirmed that some leaked footage of UFOs, that they were real videos. For people that, like you, who have been so close to this subject, what are your thoughts on that?
Do you want to go for that one?
No, you go for it.
Yeah, I've seen those videos, and there seems to be a bit of back and forth about this. You know, I've read different statements from the Navy about, oh yeah, these are, well, they're real videos, you know, all right, what's in those videos, who knows, but there seems to be, you know, a lot of back and forth about the validity of them. I thought they were pretty interesting. I thought what was really interesting from one of them was, it was the way that the pilots whose you know, conversation was recorded were reacting to it. It seemed very real, and they were almost giddy about it. And one of those guys was actually showed up at Comic-Con when we were down in San Diego doing a panel.
It's fascinating.
Yeah,
But you know, for me, it's not even so much about the UFOs and what else is out there, which is obviously an important thing. But for me, the reason I love being part of the show so much is that they're really building great characters. I love acting. I love jumping into a character and finding its flaws, and, you know, pimples and all. And this year in particular, in Season 2, they're allowing us to find those pimples and really look at them and magnify everything within our characters. So yeah, it's a phenomenal backdrop, obviously, having UFOs in the 1950s and the sets and the wardrobes and everything else. But to me, great television is great characters. And this year, Sean and David have really made some phenomenal adjustments to the characters to make them really flawed, and I love that.
Would you say that now that you guys have done research, I know that you guys have researched the characters that you guys are portraying and the events that you're portraying, what would you say now at this point, after doing all of that research? Do you believe in aliens, or still on the fence, or no? Where do you sit there?
I've always been open-minded about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would. I don't think it's an outrageous idea that there's life elsewhere in such a vast universe. I think it's it's likely. Whether we've made contact or not,
But it makes for great discussion.
Yeah.
We have a show now that you can actually talk about what else is out there. Everyone has always thought, okay, what else is out there? Where does the universe end? When did time begin? All these big questions that no one can answer. So to be able to have a discussion and not think that you're, out of your mind is pretty awesome. So to be part of a show like this where everyone can discuss, hey, what else is out there? Also makes you appreciate what you have now and how fortunate and blessed we are to be part of the world that we're in.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely.
it's one of the big questions since the dawn of mankind. What is out there? What's up there? It's always been about watching the skies. Of course, I would love to think, the kid in me who saw, who watched all the, Star Trek and Battlestar Galactica and Close Encounters of the Third Kind would kind of love to see a, beautifully multicolored saucer, descend over the forest outside my mother's village, and maybe, let's see.
Okay, cool.
Very cool. And one question that's a little off topic, but one of the biggest events of the last year. Aidan, I got to ask you, what are your thoughts on the Game of Thrones finale? Do you feel like it nailed it? Is there something you wish you would have seen differently? Where do you sit after seeing it finish up?
I liked it. I think it's very hard to finish a story like that. Almost impossible, and people, I know there was a lot of sniping going on, which I didn't like. I didn't like the way that the creators were, taken down, or, that attempt was made because they provided people with such a thrilling ride for the last 8 years. I was quite satisfied with it. I just think it's impossible to finish that story. I thought there was 2 or 3 episodes in there which were among the best of the entire series, and there was some imagery in the latter 3 episodes which I thought was definitely was the best imagery I'd seen and best emotionally charged moments. So I was happy.
Absolutely. All right, well, guys, thank you so much. Congratulations on
Thanks,
this
John.
show, Project
Thank you.
Blue Book.
Thank you.
Amazing show. Twin Cities, make sure you check it out Tuesday nights at 9 Central on the History Channel.
Go
Thanks,
Twins.
guys.
See ya.